exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
Mr. Magazine, today is going to be kind of a theory type episode. I have a question for you.
Okay.
I know a lot of times we've both dealt with old timers as far as when they want to buy from you. And they want to buy very, very cheap. A lot of times. Not always, but a lot of times. Why do you think that is? What do you think is going on?
Well, do you consider yourself an old timer? Because you've been pretty cheap sometimes.
Okay.
We're talking about older, like Social Security older.
We're talking about people that have been collecting something for 40 years, 50 years.
Geez, why do they want stuff cheap? Well, maybe they don't realize inflation and the price has gone up, so they're still dealing with, I bought this Mickey Mantle, rookie back in 1972 for $100. Why am I paying $100,000 now? Right? I mean, is that mentality you're talking about?
It could be, yeah, could be. But it's funny, though, when they want to sell something or other to you, they remember...
They definitely want full price. They know what the highest price on the market is at that point. Yeah, definitely. They deal with that a lot. But, they're probably... Also, they could be looking for a deal. Maybe they're not working anymore and they're retired and they have a small budget, so they want to get the most bang for their buck as well.
Okay. Yeah. I wrote down a couple of ideas over here. And I think you hit on 2 of the 3 anyway. Yeah, I think that a lot of times they don't realize the market has changed on something or other. And we're guilty of that as well. How many times has somebody brought something in that was junk wax and, you look at it and go, this is garbage. And they're like, no, you got to look at these. These are actually going for pretty good money.
Yeah.
And then you look it up online, you go, how are these $50 a box? This is, $5 a box stuff.
Yeah, well, I still want to pay $5 if I can, honestly, because you never know if it's going to stay strong. So if it's going for $50 now and I buy it for $5, but I don't sell it for 6 months or years, it's going to go back down because there's still a lot out there.
Right. Or a lot of times you run into that too with comic books as well. There's some first appearance that you had no idea whatsoever. I had no idea whatsoever. I'll give you the perfect example. I mean, I know that it's good, but I refuse to pay a lot of money for it. Is the first appearance of Rocket Raccoon in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Because, I could have bought as many of them as I possibly wanted when they first came out. We looked at it and go, oh my God, they literally ran out of ideas. And we started laughing, like, oh my God, this is such a horrible idea. And now that's, a several $100 comic book.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Same thing with the, the Peter Porker on that over there.
That's true, yeah.
That you just looked at that and you said, okay, well, that's nothing but a gimmick. And yet, the Marvel Tales #1 is still worth some money on it, which, figure that one out. Right. So those I can, because I guess in those cases we're old timers.
Yeah.
I can see where an old timer comes in and is going, you want $80 for that? And I would be sitting there going, somebody will pay it.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you. It's not worth it, but somebody will pay it.
Yep.
Another reason why I had down and over there was sometimes they lie.
Yeah. True.
They may very, very well know that it's a $100 item right now, but they may sit there because, of course, they want to get the lowest on it, and they hope that you don't know any better on it.
Right.
And they say, no, I know. There's no way this is a $100 item. This is a $25 item. I buy these all the time at $25, and that's why. And you especially find that with some of the more obscure stuff. Because a lot of times maybe they have picked something rather up really, really cheap back in the day.
Yeah.
But they, want to continue to pick them up for that. Or it could be one of those deals, and obviously everybody knows this, but we'll just say they were collecting Incredible Hulk. Well, I bought number 179 for $5 and 178 for $5. Why can't I buy 181 for $5? Because that's a several $1,000 book. Yeah. But then the last reason why I wrote down is, and you had a good one there with the lack of funds. They may be, again, trying to get biggest bang for the buck on that.
Sure.
But what I had down is they don't have to buy. In other words, if tomorrow I wanted to collect the entire run of Action Comics, I don't know how many there are. There's over 1,000 of them.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to buy one today. I'll find one out there. I'm never going to find a number 1, obviously.
Yeah.
But, I might find a number 212 out there sometime for $50 at a flea market, or, and it might be a $250 comic book.
Sure.
And one time I did get lucky, let's say, and buy number 208 for $40. Well, now I'm thinking, well, they're out there.
Sure.
Why am I going to, I don't have to come into your store and buy number 212 from you and pay $400 on it.
Right.
I can go up the street and buy number 962 for $2 because I need that as well for my run.
Right,
so it doesn't really matter which one I buy. I'm just looking for a deal. I'm trying to complete the set on the cheap.
Right.
And, you can't really blame them for that.
No.
It's more when they get upset with you for the prices that you're asking when you're asking market rate.
Right.
That's where it gets a little bit annoying, I would say.
Sure.
And I think that all of us have had dealings with old timers on that over there. And you want to be polite because they are elderly and whatever. Now, how often do you have that kind of conversation in person versus online, or is it always online?
Mostly online, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're always, trying to buy stuff as cheap as possible. Not so much selling to me, but definitely. We actually, for selling as well, we did have an older gentleman today. He bought over 100. I think I told you, Franklin Mint Corvettes.
Yes.
And he's paid over $100 for each of them.
Which I'm sure he did.
He's 70 years old now. Wants to get rid of them. Didn't have a price in mind, but when I offered him half what they're selling from eBay, he was shocked that he thought, I can't believe they went down in value. Like, I paid $100. Why are they $50, $40 now? So he's gonna keep them. And that's fine. I could live with that. Whenever you're ready, and at some point, selling them for whatever my offer is better than nothing.
Right. Unless somebody in the family really likes and wants to collect them, or.
But I'm
something.
sure if he went and he was completing his Franklin Mint set, and you had 4 of them for sale that he didn't have, I'm sure he'd try and pay $50 compared to $100. So.
Right. No, right. Yeah, exactly true on that over there. So it's just kind of an interesting concept I wanted to get into today, just kind of touch on it a little bit. This was brought up because something or other sold that will be in one of the Bolo videos that you'll be watching, that I was told that I was absolutely crazy in my price by an old timer, and it's appearing in a Bolo video, so that'll tell you something or other. So hopefully that helps you a little bit. Do hit the like button if you could. Whether you're a youngster or an old timer, you can do that for us. We definitely do appreciate it. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.